the only podcast that has dogs sneakily run into the room while we try to record. I'm your host, Turch, and with me today on a very special birthday special, I guess.
This show is the epitome of it. It's a complete shit show.
It is a complete shit show, but it was funny nonetheless. With me today is Kieran on a very special birthday special. How are you, buddy?
Sore.
You are sore. You've been through the war. I got a message from you saying my ankle is destroyed, and you're sitting here. You've come into my house. You've asked for some Nurofen. You've asked for some painkillers, and now you're sitting here with your ankle up on a chair with an ice pack on it.
Look, all I want to say is you're now closer to 30.
Yes, true.
And this is what happens.
Is that what happens?
This is what happens.
You know, I've never experienced any injuries with my legs. Not even once. Not even one or two surgeries or 15 screws in my leg. Not even once.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Turch.
Yes.
Something very interesting happened to me today. I went to an auction.
Hey, congratulations.
I didn't buy anything.
Well, you know, you still went to an auction, which is a big step.
And moral support for someone else. And I didn't want to go to the auction. But I got convinced.
Yeah?
Come to the auction, there's free coffee.
No, it's no free coffee at auctions.
Well, there was a coffee van.
Yeah.
It was free.
It was free.
There were donuts. I was like, I've got to go to more auctions now.
You gotta get people in that buying mood, I guess. Jeez.
I was like, this is pretty good. Not that I've been planning on buying, but my God, I don't like auctioneers.
No,
They are scum. But they,
you know what? People talk about used car salesmen as like the scum of the earth. No, real estate agents are worse, I think.
yeah,
Like, because at least when you buy like a bad car, you can return it under like legal law, like laws. And
Yeah.
go, hey, you sold me a lemon.
fix my lemon.
Fix the lemon until it's, you know, when you go to a house, they don't, one, it's not their product.
Yeah.
Like they didn't build the house. They're just trying to sell you a dream that you could live there. And two, if it's broken, they've got no liability.
Oh, it's amazing. I actually thought I could be one of those like buyers. The people that buy, because it was fascinating not being emotionally invested
Yes,
in the house, and then watching everyone who is emotionally invested bid.
And that's the really important thing. What I learned was that even if you like the house, you have to bid like it doesn't matter if you lose it.
Yeah,
And if you see someone that's more emotionally invested than yourself, you just have to let them have it.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're going to bid that extra 5K or 10K more than you, and you're going to go, nah, that's too much for me, and they're going to take it.
Oh, I know. But even the tactics of going like, this dude's going up in 20K lots. I'm like, I'd offer him $1. I'd be like, no, I'm going to offer you $1 more. I'm not going up in 20K lots.
My dad's my favorite when it comes to auctions. So he'll just go in and be like, oh, let's starting bid of like, you know, most places they start like, you know, over $1 million. They just go, oh, let's start at $800,000. And Dad's just like, you know what? Stuff it. And Dad will go 1.1 million.
Oh, your dad just goes straight up.
And just knocks everybody else out.
Right.
And that's his methodology when it comes to buying investment properties and stuff like that. And even when he goes to auctions, he's just like, why waste your time building it up? Because eventually those people are going to go anyway.
Or you don't want to start at the primo. You know, you want to anchor them really low.
Yeah.
So he should be starting with like 400,000.
No, but that's the thing. Like they go to these houses that are like obviously going to go for $1.5 million.
Yeah.
But they go, oh, put it on the market for $1 million, and people just go, oh, they come to the auction and go, oh, we're going to buy this house for $1 million, and bid like $950.
Yeah.
And Dad's just like, no.
All right, I'll wipe you out.
I'll just wipe you out. Like,
Yep.
you know, let's just have the serious bidders there. Like, who's the serious bidder now? I'm bidding this much.
I think I learned.
There's a bit of both. There's a bit of a play.
If I ever go to an auction, I'm going to be the late bidder, the guy who's not part of the bidding wars, and then come in with now I'm going to enter the game.
You're going to be the person that
It's
misses
just gonna-
out on every single place because it's like too much.
No, I was just like, destroy the dream of the emotional buyers.
Yeah, you got. It's very interesting property in purchase. Why were you at an auction? Whose auction was this for?
A friend of a friend.
Fair enough.
Friend of a friend. And if you can hear all this background noise, the ice pack is falling off my ankle.
Pack's falling off the thing. Well, I'm going to continue on with injuries.
Yes.
And I'm going to say the older you get, it's very true. The older you get, the more injuries you get. But more stupid injuries that you get. So today we're getting ready for people coming over tonight for my birthday and stuff like that. I thought, I'll clean things properly. I'll do the gardening. I'll get everything ready. You know, I'll fluff up my fake lawn. And that
You got a fluffer.
You got to, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a broom. I'm the fluffer.
Oh, you should put that on your CV.
Oh, I should put that on my CV. I don't think anyone will really enjoy. I don't think it's a skill people are looking for, but you know, sometimes.
As long as you've got transferable skills.
Look, you know, I could do it to myself, and I could do it to grass. How? Yeah. Not too bad, you know. But yeah, stupid injuries, especially when it comes to doing stuff with your hands. Stupid injuries. So I got a splinter in my thumb while cleaning stuff outside, and then the human body is not built to do manual labor, I don't think.
Correct. Nothing before 11 a.m. either.
Nothing before 11 a.m. But like because I was pulling up weeds and was rubbing.
You got fake grass. Where are your weeds?
Oh, like over here.
Do you have fake weeds?
Yeah,
with your fake grass.
No, just like sort of a cleanup because they sort of still grow a little bit here and there.
Okay.
But and then like all the stuff was rubbing up against my finger, and it just like rubbed like not carpet burn, but like you know when you rub like a callus comes up, but then the callus sort of gets the skin sort of gets soft and just breaks away.
I'm leaving you hanging here. I know what you mean.
I do know. I'm trying to explain it. It's not really working. In my head, I'm like, it just looks like this. But
are we comparing injuries? Because I had a terrible injury. I just tripped. I tripped in a gutter getting into my car. That's all that happened with me.
It's nice and easy.
It was the stupidest, injury in the world.
It sounds fun, though.
Yeah. Are yours worse?
I don't know if... mine has only got a Band-Aid to cover it up. You've got a whole elaborate scheme here of having to sit down, having to take up 2 chairs in my house.
2 valuable chairs.
2 valuable chairs, that's right. But yeah, injuries are sort of...
So what I'm hearing is, gardening is probably outside your pay grade.
I think that I just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing.
No, I pay a person.
There you go.
Brad.
There you go,
Runs
Brad.
his own business.
Brad, you're in.
Yeah. Send him a text.
Not
the listeners care about this.
Well, it's very exciting because I've officially turned 28. I turned 28. Very exciting. And I've got to say, officially, I've done something that both Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain could never do.
You survived?
On guitar.
Oh.
I could play guitar at the age of 28.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been working on that joke for a very long time. It's very terrible, very terrible.
Well, congratulations. How does it feel to be really close to 30
now? I've always felt old.
Yeah. I mean, you've always acted old.
Yeah. That's what happens when you go to invest in properties, this and that. Oh, I got a quick story to tell you about that sort of thing. Everyone's tuned out now.
Yeah.
So at the start of the financial year...
I knew you were going to say finance or something. Yeah. We'll just call this the finance podcast now. Right. Yeah.
Anyway, at the start of the financial year, I go to my accountant. He's like, oh, the value of your property and how much you had there and this and that, you're almost at the stage where you can't negative gear it.
Uh-huh.
And I went, fuck. So
You're going to have to pay tax.
I have to pay more tax. So I came up with this scheme of how I could increase the value of my loan.
Yeah.
And then dump the money on my real house.
Yeah.
And then have a higher loan for my investment property and a lower loan for my actual house.
Alice is now tuned out.
Exactly right.
She was the last person listening and she is gone now. She has tuned out. James in Sydney's gone. Everyone's tuned out.
So I explained this to my dad. I go, Dad's the first point of call. I go, Dad, what do you think of this? I told him my plan. He comes up and he goes, Anthony, that is definitely illegal. And I go, God, I knew it was too good to be true.
Damn it.
And so I go to Jess, should I at least ask? And she's just like, no, I'm pretty sure that sounds illegal. Because if it's too good to be true, it probably is illegal.
There's probably a loophole, or it's illegal.
Anyway, so at the most convenient time, I got a call from my bank on Friday or Thursday or something. And they're like, hey, look, are you happy with your products, this and that? And this is my loan.
No, I'm paying too much interest.
Yeah, but pretty much. Said, no, I would like my interest to be down by about 2%, but, you're not going to be able to do that. Then I go to them, hey, I got a question for you. And I said what I wanted to do. I said, I want basically increase the loan, move equity, which is a fake money, convert that to real money, and then transfer it to another property.
And make it fake again.
And then I hear this on the phone. Oh, sir, that's called X type of loan. We can help. And I went, if
there's a loophole there. There's a loophole.
So I've got this meeting with some bank people soon about pretty much scamming the system.
Excellent.
So if it comes out good, I'll be very excited. If not, then I'm in the same position. It doesn't matter.
Look, when you go to jail, I will visit you.
It's white collar jail, so they get hookers in. It's fine.
I will bring you. No, apparently the white collar jail, in Victoria is up in the fucking bush country, 2.5 hours away. Minimum security. Apparently, you get to play tennis all day.
It's chill.
And
if at the end of the day, if you're scamming a bank, how illegal really is that?
Yeah,
because banks have been scamming.
No, but there is a white collar prison. It's it's minimum security.
Yeah,
for all those that
do whatever you want.
Aren't going to fit in the real one. As long as you haven't murdered someone.
Yeah.
Well, plus, the money anyway is all fake.
Oh,
the money's not attached to gold anymore.
Look at you.
What?
When did you become me?
Fiat. It's fiat currency.
When did you become me?
It's all fake, and it's a scam, and I know it's a scam.
Yeah.
Do you know why I know it's a scam?
Why? Because I'm trying to scam them.
Because it's fake money, and then the banks get the fake money, and then they get to loan it out to people like you and I.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid Jews. What can I say? Again, this is why we're never having sponsors on this show.
We need to have a bank. We need to be a bank.
I think you need like $10 million to become a bank.
All right, well.
And I wouldn't become a bank.
Why?
I would become an insurance company.
Oh, you get the revenue each month.
Yeah.
You get the cash flow.
It's a cash flow.
The cash flow. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a bit smarter than that. If we get to $10 million, we'll start a bank. No, you know what? I was thinking.
This is dangerous.
This is dangerous. Okay.
How hard were you thinking?
Very, very hard. And I think this is something that we only do one time.
Were you thinking when you were fluffing the grass?
No. I was thinking when I was coming up with material for the show.
Right.
Kickstarter's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Can we start a Kickstarter to create a better Kickstarter?
Ooh.
Is that legal? Like, I want to see how far we can go. Because right now, Kickstarter takes if you make like $1 million on there, they take like 10% or something. Yeah. We'll just make one that says we'll take 9%. But to kickstart the project,
we need to start it on Kickstarter.
And we'll just call it Kickstarter version 2.
Kickstarter 2.0.
Yeah, exactly right.
Not a bad idea.
We can only get kicked off.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correctamundo. Which is really not that bad.
No. Or banks use other banks to sponsor their bank.
I know, this is what I mean, it's all fake. It's all fake. And then the government decides to print money. And then they give that money to the banks.
Sounds about right.
I don't agree. It's such a fucking joke.
It's a scam.
It's a scam. I've been learning about finance and all that.
I'm very impressed.
I'm watch out,
Oh, Kieran, have you got some news for us?
I do. And Turch, pretty much, you've looked after me today.
I have. I've tried my best.
I'm injured and you're looking after me. And even though you're injured, I'm not looking after you. If I was injured on a flight,
yeah,
you know when you're on a flight and they call for a doctor. Is there a doctor in the plane?
Yeah, that'll be you. I'll just call you. Yes, here's a doctor, not a real doctor. One of them fake doctors.
Can I have someone help me? Well, a surgeon has gone to new lengths on an airplane.
Yeah,
A surgeon on a New York-bound flight sucks urine from blocked bladder of elderly passenger in life-saving procedure.
Oh my goodness. Sucks urine from bladder for life-saving procedure.
Yeah.
What life-saving procedure? Like this is a kind of scam that I would tell Jess, oh, you need to suck my penis because life-saving procedure.
We're on an aeroplane and I need a life-saving procedure and yeah. Quick-thinking surgeons, and so there was 2 of them on board. A flight from southern China had to improvise to save the life of an elderly passenger who almost had a litre of urine trapped in his bladder.
A litre of fucking urine?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Someone doesn't have urine flow.
No.
That's sort of like cash flow, but urine flow.
Yeah.
The unnamed passenger ran into trouble around 10 hours into the flight after complaining to the cabin crew that he could not urinate. With 6 hours to go before landing, the surgeons basically jumped to the rescue and sucked his penis.
You know what? Good. This is why doctors get paid a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like the people go, "Oh, doctors they get paid too much," and this and that.
Who's ever said doctors get paid too much?
Well, it's like,
I don't think doctors get paid enough.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. You know, like compared to nurses, like a nurse would not do this. A doctor would be like, I need to suck this man's penis to get the urine out. Whereas a nurse would be like, I'll just get the doctor.
But if it was in the hospital, the doctor would be like, you need to do this.
Can I tell you a story about urine?
All right, go for it.
Okay. A couple of weeks ago, Jess and I went to see... Did I tell this on the podcast about me going to Dylan Moran?
No.
Okay. So Jess and I went to Dylan Moran. He's from Black Books.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his first time he's played in Melbourne in a very, very long time. Doing back into comedy, which is great. And that was...
Did he kill a wiggle?
No.
Okay.
But he should have.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, so we thought, it's in the city, we'll just catch the train in. Nice and easy. Hop on the train. That way we can have a few drinks at the venue, drinks afterwards, come out, and then just catch the train home. Easy. After one... We get on our stop. The next stop is the classic reservoir station.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that door opens, 2 homeless drunk men get on with a bottle of goon.
Oh, good on him.
With a thing of goon. And just go, hey, hey, hey! Welcome to the party carriage! Everyone on the train had their eyes straight down to the floor.
Like, we're not confronting these people. Yeah.
But Jess and I were like, this is definitely the funniest thing that's happened so far today. It's up. Smirking and trying to hide laughter. As soon as we did that, one of the drunk guys makes a beeline for us.
Yeah.
Sits across from us. Fucking hell.
All right. So you're on the way to the city.
So we're on the way to the city.
Yeah.
Really early on. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. And this guy's alright. His name is Jerry. Of course it is. And he's laughing. We're having a good time with him. It's all good. And he's like, oh man, you know, he's drinking. He's got a cup full of goon. And his mate's on the other, like, you know, in the disabled spot. Of course he is. He's, like, talking to us. He's like, yeah, you know, what are you, Italian? Like, yeah, man, it's all good. He's like, oh, I was in a gang in New Zealand. And I was married 5 times. Anyway, his mate is, like, talking about a whole bunch of bullshit.
How old were they?
This guy was, like, mid-50s. Both on mid-50s. Anyway, so his friend goes, mate, I'm getting off at this train station at the next stop. He goes, and the other guy goes, Jerry goes, oh man, nah, we're going to stay.
Because it's the party carriage.
Party carriage. So his mate literally goes, I'm going, and gets off. And leaves Jerry on the train with us.
With his goon?
With his goon, with the box goon. So he left the booze. Anyway, all good. So we go into the city. And I'm very sorry to say, Kieran, but Jerry married us. Jerry married Jess and I on the train. That was the thing.
He took my job.
Took your job.
He took my job.
Took your job. Very funny. So we're officially married. Train marriage only.
Train marriage, yeah.
Exactly right. So it's also got the official thing to happen. And then we get to Clifton Hill and we keep going. And then Jerry goes, oh, I need to pee.
Uh-huh.
And I go, mate, you better get off at Jollymont. Because otherwise there's no, like, that's the next stop that has
toilets.
A toilet.
Or trees.
And he goes, oh, great. Anyway, so he goes, we're going through all the stations from Clifton Hill to Jollymont. It's about 5. And we're about to get there, and he goes, "Oh, thank you so much." He wants to give me a hug. I'm like, "No, man, look, we fist bump this now." Anyway, he goes to the door. He goes, gives me the big thumbs up like this, clicks the button for the door, and the door just goes, and stays closed. He's now on the train to go to Flinders Street Station.
Shit.
So we're like, "Oh no, this is it. This is it." And then he looks at us. He goes, "Hey."
Oh, the middle carriage, the middle
Don't
door.
worry.
Oh.
Anyway, so he gives his box of goon to a gentleman and his cup of goon to this little girl. And then goes in between the train carriages.
Yeah.
And pees, I swear to fucking God, from Jollymont Station all the way to Flinders Street Station.
He's not the first or the last person to do that.
Anyway, the whole carriage is dead silent.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ladies, gentlemen, it could have been a lot fucking worse. And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he could have peed in the cup. He could have." And then the gentleman up the top there is holding the cup. Goes, "Is this actual? What is this in the cup?" And I go, "It's okay. He's been drinking that. He's been drinking the goon out of that cup. That's definitely not
Probably cheap goon that tastes like piss.
Well, you know."
You
It's
know when that story that I told about how I threw up into the pretzel bag on the train? I cleared the carriage.
That's good.
People left because it happened right on the express bit, and then you get to Clifton Hill, and then like people just cleared the carriage.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
I know. That's good on Jerry.
He had a good time. He had a good time.
How was Dylan Moran?
He was fantastic. He was fantastic. I would highly recommend, if you have the opportunity to see him, highly recommend him.
Does he have the shakes? It looks like he has the shakes.
Well, he's off booze now.
Yeah.
So he's off booze for a while now. But it's still very much the comedy that, if you like Black Books, you like his stand.
No, I do like Black Books. Last time he came to Australia, he wanted to kill a wiggle.
Really?
Yeah. That's part of his comedy routine.
Well, you know, I can understand that. If you're a parent, I'm sure you want to probably kill a bunch of wiggles.
Yeah, which is fair enough. Turch, do you have an article?
Oh, I do have an article, but just 1 second.
Oh, is this the Gammy chicken? All right, I'll keep the troops entertained. Hello, Spotify listeners, iTunes listeners.
Yes, I do have an article, Kieran.
Hang on, I'll say that again. Turch, do you have an article?
I absolutely do, Kieran. What do you know about masturbation?
Ever since, it's really hilarious in my head, but I'm just not articulating it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since God said that I have this is bad. No, how does it go?
I have no idea where you're going with this, so maybe I'll just
No.
take over.
I've got it. Ever since God gave me, it said that I had a penis, and I'll come up. I'll find the saying.
Well, in the meantime, I'll tell you a little bit of story about No Nut November. Have you heard of No Nut November?
Tell our American listeners.
Well, they hopefully should know a little bit about this. So No Nut November was an invention by 4chan. Specifically the Fitboard of 4chan. A very long time ago. So I don't know if you've ever been to 4chan, but there's different boards. It's like a message board.
Yeah.
You know? And Fit is the one about staying, exercise and fitness and health, all that sort of stuff. And one of the things they do is in November, they go, masturbation sort of stops you from being productive sometimes. The challenge is to go a month without masturbating.
Right, okay.
Pretty simple challenge.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just sort of to go, if you're not focused on that or focusing on sex, you can focus on like fitness or going out or doing other things or, but you can't masturbate, but you can still have sex with girls. And obviously, because it's to try to motivate you. Because if you're just having a wank, you sort of lose that motivation in your brain. And you don't want to go out and meet people. You just, have a wank, all done.
Yeah.
So, a pretty simple cause with a pretty simple message. and pretty simple memes going forward. Now, of course, because it's on 4chan, because it's on all those fun things, the media has taken it to say it's definitely an alt-right, far-right thing.
Yeah.
Of saying masturbation is bad in general, which is proven, like, if you watch too much porn, your brain does go a bit loopy.
Well, yeah, and but also for your prostate, you want to ejaculate.
Yeah,
often,
of course. Yeah,
for your prostate.
I think it's like twice a week,
something like that.
Do something like that. But look, both sides of the coin. But in the same sense, it's to stop blokes from over masturbating, and trying to go out.
So it's like dry July.
Yeah, it's like a dry July sort of thing. Like it's not like saying never have alcohol. It's just like try to clean yourself up for a month as a challenge. Yeah. Or like what's his name? Joe Rogan. He does like in October. He does sober October, and he does like every day. Him and his mates have to do at least one bit of exercise, like a big, a bit of a challenge like that, like our fitness challenge that we did. Same sort of thing. But they're now calling this No Nut November a right-wing challenge.
I thought you were about to say rite of passage.
No. It could be, So anyway, someone who doesn't partake in this is called a Coomer. So we have boomers, we have zoomers, we now have
Coomers.
We have Coomers. And it's mocking men who masturbate. But it's just a meme. It's just like, you have a wank, haha, that's pretty funny. Only for No Nut November.
Yeah.
And that's it. But they've taken this and taken it so far to the extreme, and now they're calling people who do masturbate in November right wing, or who don't masturbate in November right wing.
They're right wingers.
Yeah, like right wing, like alt right, white supremacist. So if you haven't had a wank today, you're technically a white supremacist.
You're technically a right winger.
I just find it fantastic. Like, there's like,
what I want to know is how can, like the Catholic Church priests, how can they be celibate or whatever it is for like their entire lives?
I guess it's like, I guess the same as like asexual people. Like they have just like their brain just goes, I'm not interested in sex at all.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think a lot of them are interested in sex.
You reckon?
Yeah.
From your professional opinion of someone who studied, people. People in general, and obviously sexuality within people. What do you think asexuality is a real, like 100% real thing, or is it like it's people are happy to be abstinent for extended periods of time, but if they find the right person or the sexuality, it does flare up in it?
I think there are people who you would call asexual, right? But then it's also context dependent,
right?
So it's not to say that they're going to be like that for the rest of their lives.
I kind of get that. See, if I was to break it down for someone who's an idiot, which is me, they go, yes, they don't experience sexuality in the same level that we would.
Yeah.
But if the right opportunity came along, they would go for it.
Yeah.
Isn't that just everybody?
Pretty much.
I was gonna say, like, I don't go to work. I need to have a wank.
It's like a bell curve. So you got those that are like the very, very extreme, like needed every 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then you might have that person who's,
I've always found it interesting that sexual addiction is it's an addiction. Well, whereas like asexuality isn't like anything. Like that people go, some people are asexual, but people that want sex like every 3 hours are considered like a hindrance.
No, it's only a hindrance when it impairs daily functioning.
But that can be said about a lot of things, though. I think work inhibits my daily functioning. But I wouldn't call myself a workaholic.
No. So all these disorders or the things come down to, if someone's got to have sex like every hour, then they can't get to work, or they can't raise their kids, or they can't.
Right.
Does that make sense? It's like gaming. People who video game doesn't mean they've got a disorder, but when they like can't get to the shops and buy food,
Right.
and they can't get to school or they can't get to work because they've got a game. That's when you're like, okay, well now it's a disorder.
It must be difficult, like you watch documentaries about people who decide to get into the porn industry. Like there's that Louis Theroux documentary, and like people in the porn industry or people that work at the brothels and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, I love sex so much, that's why I got into this industry. When and that's your profession, that makes sense to me. But you're sort of talking about something that there's a physical and an emotional connection, and I can't imagine it being very good for their mental health.
What, the sex workers?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's not emotional, if it's just sex,
then it's okay.
Then it's okay.
And that's the thing. So let's go on with that, like that train of thought.
Because you've got to come
Someone
back.
who's addicted to video games. Go, no, this is just a job for me. I play video games on Twitch for 8 hours a day. I make $1,000 a day.
Well, they're making $1,000 a day.
Yeah.
Then it's a job.
Yeah.
Right, but the difference there is it, are they still having a shower? Can they still...
So how much money does it have to make until that's not an addiction? I think it's funny to think that money's the one that sort of...
It's this weird one, because someone could be video gaming 18 hours a day, be making a shit ton of money, and could be paying people to do their shopping and all that. Doesn't mean it's an addiction, because...
Well, it technically does, because they're not doing the other actions.
Yeah, but you could be really rich doing something else and pay other people to do stuff for you.
All rich people do that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Bill Gates. I think there was a whole thing. I'm going to find the video and show it to you. He was just like, went on a TV show and there's like, oh, how much is like a bottle of milk? He's just like, I have no idea. Like,
I don't know. I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah. So it's like, this is what I mean. It's very context dependent as well.
Interesting. Oh, look, no, there's definitely benefits of not having a wank like every day. And there's definitely benefits of having a wank.
Yeah.
Every single day. But I think
what does Bill Burr say? Have your champagne of victory.
I think it's a good challenge. Like if someone wants, has a wank every day when they come home from work and they go, look, I want to challenge myself and try to redirect my focus onto something else. Like, there's only so much essence of a man that you can be in a day.
Yeah.
Like, you can't...
I think I've got it.
Yeah?
Ever since God said that he would give my penis would give me no rest or something. Oh, no. Would give me grievance every day or whatever it is. Give me a boner. I decided that I would give it no rest. I can't remember. That's not the exact wording.
It sounds good. You know what, Kieran? Instead of trying to remember that quote, how about you give us another article?
This is
a real shit show. Episode.
This is a absolute shit show. I'll come back next week with the saying.
Yeah.
World's first vagina museum to open in London.
Oh, how exciting! There's a penis museum.
I feel like when I found this article,
I
was like, we've talked about this.
I think we've talked about something like this.
But then I was like, but then I found it. I'm like, well, this is a very recent article. So I think it might have been a penis.
We've definitely done the penis one. I know they've got and the guy was waiting for like 2 people to die to get the human one. But he's got like an elephant one, a mouse one. They've got it all taxidermed.
Oh. There you go. In a bright indoor space, a giant tampon is flanked by giant menstrual cups. Illustrations of female genitalia are dotted around the walls, and some underwear is in a glass case. It's the world's first vagina museum.
Amazing.
It's in London. You want to go?
That's why I go to London, not to see, the London Museum and all that sort of stuff. No, I want to go to the London Vagina Museum.
Vagina Museum. Thanks to the public fundraising drive, with more than 1,000 people donating almost £50,000.
So they all donated $50.
Pretty much.
That's a lot of money.
I
didn't know feminists had that much money.
They've been able to create the Vagina Museum.
You know, it was International Men's Day. Did you celebrate that? Thank you very much for being a man, Kieran, by the way. And someone was like, why are there no marches in the street and protests and strikes on International Men's Day? And someone's like, oh, that's why there's a wage gap.
Oh, God. That's funny. When asked about the motivation to create it, I just love the vag. I am a bisexual woman.
Oh, of course she is. That's what we like to call a unicorn.
The first exhibition will run until the end of February. It's called Muff Busters, Vagina Myths and How to Fight Them.
Fight vaginas or the myths? It should be just a whole bunch of rappers there. It's like, I tamed that pussy.
Some interesting quotes. Just under 50% of the world's population has a vagina.
I thought there was more women than men in the world.
Oh.
I guess trans.
Yeah. Most of us came into the world through one. Yeah, vaginas and...
Most? Yeah,
Caesar.
Yeah.
The rest of the gynecological autonomy are still taboo. Do you know what? This would be the most appropriate trip for high school students.
No, I think that's...
Science class. Or it could be for art students. Learning about art, going to a museum.
I don't...
Taxpayers' dollars funding schools.
I don't know where the... I don't know what the market is. Like, they've fundraised £50,000, which is like $100,000, let's just say.
Yeah.
To make a museum. Now, putting it out there, let's compare something, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, the Mona Lisa is almost priceless, right? Almost priceless. But let's put a value of it like $1 million.
For easy sake, $1 million.
$1 million. They're saying that every museum for just vaginas, not just like one vagina, but every vagina, is only worth $100,000, which means one piece of artwork by Leonardo da Vinci is worth more than every vagina on Earth.
Well, no, because...
Is that something? Is that
no? There's a bit of flawed logic there because it was fundraising to get the space.
So actually, the vaginas are worth nothing. Well, I got some stats for you, Kieran.
Just like the Mona Lisa, it's going to take years and years and years
to appreciate
for it to become priceless.
I don't know, man. Apparently, it gets worse with age.
This is going to come back to bite us.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's okay, so I'm going to ruin us once again. The young are regarded the most tolerant generation. That's why the results of this LGBTQ survey are alarming.
Lettuce, bacon, tomato.
Lettuce, gherkin, bacon, tomato, and quinoa.
Uh-huh.
Young people are growing less tolerant of LGBTQ individuals, a jarring turn for a generation traditionally considered embracing and opening, a survey released on Monday shows. The numbers of Americans 18 to 34 who are comfortable with interacting with LGBTQ people slipped from 53% in 2017 to 45% in 2018, the only age group to show a decline according to the annual Accelerated Acceptance Report. And that is down from 63% in 2016. So from 2016 to 2018, it's dropped from 63 to 45 for people who are happy to interact with LGBTQ people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In our age group.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Maybe not in your age group. You're old now.
That's true. The driving delusion of acceptance are young women who overall comfort levels plunged from 64% to 52 in 2017 to 52 in 2018, which means that young women in that age group 18 to 34 don't want to have dropped, like, what's that, 12% from one year to another. That's a huge drop.
Oh, within the margin of error.
Within a margin of error, that's a pretty big drop, and that's consistent with the trend that's happening from the previous year as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, among the findings, 36% of young people said they were uncomfortable learning from a family member who was LGBTQ, compared to 29% in 2017, which is about an 8% increase of people being uncomfortable. 34% were uncomfortable learning their doctor was LGBTQ, compared to 27%, again another about 8% increase. And 39% were uncomfortable learning their child had a school lesson from LGBTQ history, versus 30%. So it's just increasing, like the lack of trust across the board with a bunch of people. So they're uncomfortable with learning a family member is it LGBTQ, having child placed in a class with an LGBTQ teacher, learning a doctor is, and learning that they learnt about the LGBTQ history over time. There's a whole bunch of extra stats here.
Where was the sample from?
Well, they don't. That's one thing I couldn't find, and I did want to go through the study a little bit more, this and that. But I just wanted to bring it in and just bring in, I guess, my thoughts about it more than anything else.
Gather round, everyone.
Yeah,
It's time for Turch's thoughts.
I think a lot of people are actually quite comfortable with the LGB part.
Yeah.
Of that sandwich,
not the T.
Yeah, and it's really what Dave Chappelle said in his special.
Yeah.
Like, I think the T's are actually driving people back, and even the LGB part. In a very short amount of time, public perception of them changed. Like, let's compare it to, like, black people voting in the USA or being, or even Aboriginals here in Australia. It took, 50 years of people to change their minds, right?
Yeah.
Within, to allow them to be part of the populace and vote and this, real long time. When people, said, when gay people had a strong voice that we want to get married. Even in Australia, it happened within 5 years.
Oh, I think it was about 10.
But even 10's a very short amount of time to change a majority of the population to say yes. Because I would say even 10 years ago...
There's going to be people that are going to say that it's taken a lot longer, but I think the momentum really started 10 years ago.
But that's the thing, you had a lot... Even 10 years ago, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was the governor of California, ran on a ticket saying he's against LGBTQ, gay marriage. Even Hillary Clinton, even Barack Obama back in the day.
Yeah.
And even also a lot of the Australian government as well. In a very short amount of time, the public perception of it changed to being it's all okay.
Yeah.
Right? Which is fine. Obviously, I don't really care. You can get married for tax reasons. That's fine. You're screwing yourself. I didn't give a shit. But it's interesting to see just the shift. And I think that shift is gone. I think, the more people you put into a party, I feel like it's like a party, right?
Yeah.
This LGBTQ thing, right? At the start, it's just hey, we're going to have a party for just the gays. And, and lesbians can we come too? It's technically you're gay. Yeah, we'll let you in. And now, as time has gone on, more and more people have joined this party. And it gets it's easy at the beginning. When you go, it's my birthday today, right? It's my birthday today, right?
Yeah.
And I've got everyone come over because it's my birthday and have some booze with me. But if I go, I don't have enough people to make an impact. I go, would you like to come to a party? Oh, what's it for? And then that person goes, look, it's my friend's birthday tomorrow. Can we celebrate that? I'm like, yeah, you come along too. It's my birthday and your friend's birthday.
And we'll all have a good time.
And we'll all have a good time. And everyone's like, okay, I kind of get that. 2 birthday parties.
But then
someone goes, I've got a christening to go to. Can we have a christening as well? Yeah, it's a christening party as well. Come on, it's my birthday, she's birthday, it's christening.
But then someone comes along and says, oh, this is good, but I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
And I don't like having any fun.
And we can't have... Yeah,
and now you can't have
cheese.
Have that.
So everyone at this party can't have cheese out. And everyone at the party's like, ooh, no, we're having a good time at Anthony's birthday, at Turch's birthday, at Jeff's birthday, and Jacinta's christening, but we all kind of want to eat cheese.
Yeah.
And it sort of gets diluted to the point of where the message of what actually is going on, it's a party, yes, it's absolutely a party, but what the party's for has lost direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why the confidence within that might have changed over time.
So one of the things, and Jordan Peterson was on it in Canada, when they were changing the laws and telling it was about the pronouns. Now, Jordan Peterson doesn't give a crap whether you're transgender or not.
No.
And will respect your personal choice of whatever pronouns you want.
But it's the legality of it.
But he's like, they've gone too far in making this law. In that the government is telling me what I can and can't do.
Yeah.
Which I feel like there's just been some of that there's just been this sort of extra push.
Yeah, that extra push of you can't do this because we are a minority group,
Which is rather...
which is deterring people from enjoying the company.
Which is, I'm happy for you to do whatever you want to do, but at the same time, I want to do what I want to do.
I
want to eat the cheese and drink the booze.
It's the same with these environmental people, and a lot of them are vegans.
But I'll provide the lactose-free cheese at the party.
Yeah. So if someone, say, that's exactly right. So if someone goes, we're all having cheese, I can't eat cheese, I don't want... It's like, okay, well, I'll get you an equivalent of whatever it is. It's not like you can't eat cheese, so no one can have cheese. There has to be that give and take. And I think that's potentially why the LGBTQ are losing percentages in... I mean, if you're losing 10% a year, that's... Or even 5% a year. Like, that's a steep decline compared to what it was... that would... If we saw that as a growth, of like 5% of the population are more tolerant or more accepting of that over years, people go, that's amazing. But the fact that it's a decline in that same way, I think they've got to restructure and just go, what do they actually want? Because at the end of the day, like, it's the same as the vegan protesters, same as the environmental ones. What do you actually want?
It's the same with the vegan protesters, right? Stopping all the trade. And I'm like, you've just pissed off
everybody.
You've just pissed off everyone. You're not actually bringing them on side.
No.
You're gonna get a few small wins, but the majority of people you've pissed off.
And especially because the vegan activists push for the environmental thing as well. But soy is like 70 to 80% subsidized by the government. Do you know that?
No.
So the cost of soy, or the cost to produce soy, between 50 and 80% of the value of it is subsidized by the government.
Shit.
Oh. So even if you're technically not paying for it, you are through your taxes at somehow.
God, and the amount of fucking tax I pay, unbelievable.
So glad.
It is huge. Do you know how much tax you pay?
I know exactly how much tax I pay. Well, I've got a quick story because then we've got to go eat because we're going to start partying very soon. But in that sort of sense, an accounting firm in Sydney. Was it Sydney? Let me just have a double check here. Accounting firm in Sydney got into some strife recently because they posted a meme.
Uh-oh.
And the meme states that, it's here, I can show it to you, and it says, the income tax, the fine you pay for the crime of being productive and useful. And I couldn't agree more. And the people got very, very angry about this whole thing. And he fought back saying, like, yeah, the income tax is actually bullshit because it's actually theft.
I feel like it's theft.
Okay. Everyone's like, to me, and I think it is too. And here's my reasoning. The income tax is theft because as soon as you make an income, you have to pay tax.
Correct.
And then on top of that tax that you pay, let's say you buy a product, you pay tax on that product.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But one is voluntary and one is involuntary. The income tax, if you make money, you pay tax. But if I was to buy one product over another, let's just say you buy, like,
Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah, Coke and Pepsi. So, but one's on special, you pay less tax.
Mm.
But you choose to purchase that product. So one is, just like sex, one is consensual and one is not. Which technically means income tax is rape.
Yeah.
And I don't like rapists. Because tax even affects the underage. If you make a certain amount of money and you're underage, you pay tax, that's involuntary, you have just raped children. And you know what that is? A pedophile government. And that's it. But the gentleman who posted this meme was like, hey, listen to my plan. And his plan is abolish the income tax.
Okay.
Starts there. But increase GST to 20% or 25%. And the more I thought about it, the smarter that is. Because if you've got more money, you're probably going to buy more products. But if there's a 20% tax and you've got 30% of your wage still in your pocket, you're not getting double taxed.
Correct.
And you're buying products that you actually want rather than just giving money to the government.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That's completely voluntary on my behalf. I can put that money in the bank account or I can spend it. If I spend it, I pay the tax for the goods and services that I'm purchasing.
But do you think prices would go up because businesses would go...
Yeah, prices would go up, but you would
People
have 30...
have got more money now.
Yeah, prices would go up, but 30% of your wages back in your pocket.
Yeah.
Works out.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying...
Of course, yeah. And
Yeah.
you're going to expect that. Same as what the GST happened. You know, prices went up a little bit, this and that. But then prices will go up for GDP. But then if something gets too expensive, the free market will just go... People go, I won't buy that.
Now,
I'll
the
buy
free
this.
market's fine as long as it stays a free market.
Exactly right. And
As
the
soon
less...
as there's intervention, it's not a free market and things get fucked.
But you know what? If the tax is a flat rate and you're buying something, it's all good. And he was against all these excise that I've talked about on alcohol and this and that, and it's all ridiculous.
Bloody. I think I told you I've become very conservative this year.
Just fiscally. We're happy with the gays. We're happy with all that shit. I don't care. Just stop. I just don't want to pay the government money. I know how to spend my money better than you. These are the same people that tried to do the NBN. That's who you're trusting people with in fixing the environment. That's, you know.
What a fuck up.
What a fuck up. Well, anyway, Kieran, I think we'll wrap it up because it's time for us to have some dinner and some beers and this and that. So we'd like to, for all your wanking needs, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant, make sure you record it on your phone or email us at weonlydoonetechpodcast@gmail.com. Kieran, thank you so much for a fun birthday episode that always ended up into more tax talk than we ever expected.
Hey, you know, it's going to happen.
It's always going to happen.
Happens every 4 or 5 episodes.
It does, doesn't it? Terrible. We'll do a regular episode next week. What can I say? And for all you lovely listeners out there, we will see you next Thursday.
On Karaoke Big E.
I don't know if it's confirmed yet.
Okay.
But if I'm on tomorrow, I'll leave this bit in. But there'll be more stories.